We're taking a look at the H170 HD3 Gigabyte motherboard. This is the newest Skylake, but this is not a gaming motherboard. This is more for both gaming and a bit of video production and photography and stuff. So a bit of work and a bit of gaming. Stick around if you want to find out more. I don't know what this motherboard will perform like or anything like that because I need to put it in a build, but just so the aesthetics of the actual look of the motherboard and the features, that's what we're talking about. And is it compatible, and what I would be looking for is what I'm talking about to you out there. You want to know if it's got enough functions on there and the sort of speeds and the specs, but you also want to have a look at it and generally think to yourself whether this is going to be decent enough for what you really want. So I've just gone ahead and I wanted to have more of, well, I wanted half a business computer and half obviously for gaming, and this motherboard is capable of that, and it's got onboard graphics as well, which is pretty suitable for what I need as well. So I don't need anything too powerful, but just something powerful enough that I can do what I want to do. And this is a full-size ATX motherboard, but it looks a bit squashed in, a little bit smaller than your normal average motherboard. But yeah, it's got good features on there, and I need to put it in the build, as I said, so we can find out what it's really like, the BIOS and stuff, and how it performs, and if it's easy to overclock like the CPU and stuff on there and stuff like that. So there is going to be another review, well, it's not going to be another review, it's going to be a build, and then it'll be like me talking about my conclusion of the motherboard. But what I'm looking at now, it's not like a fantastic beautiful motherboard, but it's very nice as it is, and it's in the budgeting range, so that's really cool. It also fits in, I've got to tell you, AMD graphics cards as well, so you can have that as Crossfire. So that's an added bonus. There's no M.2 slots at the back like you'd get with a mini ITX, but they could do that, couldn't they? So on the back of the motherboard, we've got featuring two USB 2s. We've got an old school for your keyboard and mouse peripherals, and then you've got a VGA port, which is onboard graphics, and a DVI sub, which is onboard graphics on the motherboard. So no need for a graphics card if you wanted to use this as a server motherboard. But technically, if you want to use it for gaming, you could use it for standalone gaming, or you could actually have a graphics card that's dedicated just for gaming. So that's a good thing about it. So you've got a HDMI slot there as well, or HDMI port. You've got 4 USB 3, which is up to 5 gigabits per second, and you've got a LAN gigabit connector port, and you've got 7.1 surround sound, and then you've got an LED strip light that goes down there to make your build look really nice. And then obviously here is where you put in your Skylake processor, which is 1151 socket. You use Core i5 or Core i7 version, 6600, 6700, and then you've got the K version, so 6600K and then 6700K, and then you've got your processors in there, and you can overclock. It's also featuring an M.2 32 gigabits per second drive, so you can put a solid state drive in here, which is a lot faster than a normal solid state drive, which is featuring around 500 to 550 megabytes per second read and write speeds. You're getting some ridiculous speeds on this if you've got M.2 slot on the motherboard, and so it'd be really good for booting and gaming and video editing to grab files like really quickly. Then you've got 4 DDR4 slots on the side there, and this can go up to 64 gigabytes and overclock to 3200. Then you've got your battery here for your BIOS, and then you've got 2 PCI lanes, but the PCI lanes would be better if they had the armor on the actual PCI slots. When you put a heavy graphics card in, you want it not to actually bend with the actual motherboard, but they haven't featured in it, but all the new motherboards that they've got now feature that sort of stuff. Then you've got 2 extra slots for obviously putting in audio card or anything else that uses a PCI slot, so you could use an M.2 slot as well for added speed, or you can put it in a PCI Express slot. And then it's got where we've got a Thunderbolt slot, then you've got 2 USBs for the header for the front of the case, and you've got the audio slot here, and then you've got your header connectors at the bottom, which is quite decent, so you can fold it underneath for good cable management. You've got 4 SATA 6 connectors, then you've got 2 express ones, and then express ones are the new addition on motherboards that obviously increase speed and everything like that. So if you've got a Western Digital hard drive, these are the slots that it will go in, and then if you've got a drive like is a lot faster that needs fast speed up to 16 gigabytes per second, you use the express slots right here. It's also a problem when you need loads of headers on the motherboard, but I'm guessing they're trying to get rid of so many headers on the motherboard and just kind of have one towards the top, and then you can kind of feed it through a slot through the actual case, and then have like a multi-connector for the headers for the fans, so it just keeps the build nice and clean and tidy. But on this motherboard we've got 4, we've got 3 normal ones, and then we've got one which is for the CPU fan, which is whether it's a CPU fan, air cooler, or a water cooling unit that's right there. Looks like there's got enough room to actually put quite a big CPU cooler on there, but I've got some CPU coolers that would definitely touch the RAM, and the motherboard looks a bit too squashed in, so be careful of what CPU cooler that you plan on using. But I'm planning on using this motherboard with water cooling, so I haven't really got a problem, but CPU air cooling is a bit of a problem, but you'll just have to find out when I do the next review with the build, and then it will show you, I can show you the distance of the height and measure it for you, so it's a little bit more easier for you to understand. There's also 2 USB 3s on the front there as well, so if you're using this in a big case, it will actually come with USB 3, and then you can connect it straight in here and wrap it and route it through to the back of the case. 24 pin connector, 8 pin EPS connector, and yeah, the board is very simple. There's nothing really glamorous about it. It's quite dark and everything like that, but it's more of a budget motherboard that has packed quite a few features on there. Remember, this is for the new Skylake processor, which is 1151 socket, 6600, 6700, 6600K, 6700K. So that's what the processors that this motherboard will actually use, or Skylake in general. So we're going to be talking about how to get some easy overclocks of the motherboard. Intel have also given me a CPU in this black box, and basically you're going to be doing some easy overclocks for people that are just been like starting to do water cooling or building their first computer and everything like that. I want to make everything quite simple and clear, and also I'm going to leave a link in the description down below, and also want you lot to comment on the bottom of the box as well of any comments or any sort of strategies that you would like me to do with the motherboard and the build and overclocking, or anything you need help with. Leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible and help you out. So if you like this video, don't forget to like it. Always support it by subscribing and staying up to date with future content I'm going to be doing. If you didn't like it, dislike it, leave a comment, let me know what you thought about it, and I'll try and rectify it. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.